We have not yet off Alex Oti and Peter. We have simply said that the doors of the party are open to others, which is democratic. If you look at section 221 and section 222 of the 1999 Constitution, it makes it clear that every political party is open to all Nigerians. The Labour Party Constitution is equally clear that you cannot deprive people who may be interested in running for an elective office in the party. And so what we have done simply is to open the window to accommodate more people. You will agree with me that democracy is about number. The more, the merrier. The more people we have, the better for the party and for even the candidates themselves. Because if you emerge from a competitive process, it gives you more confidence and it shows that you are the best. And Labour Party have always maintained that why APC and PDP have failed is because the suppressed competition has skewed their primaries towards one individual. And we feel that since our party is different, we should not be seen in behaving in the same way. And that's why we have simply thrown the party open for all and such.
Whatever Abure is doing is a large.
Hey, did you know that smut is
Let's get started with the very first conversation for the day. And it's a two-part conversation, but we'll start with the issue of national importance, and then we'll get to party politics. We're being joined in the program by Dr. Eunice Tanko. He's the interim coordinator of the Obedient Movement. He joins us via Zoom. Dr. Tanko, thank you for coming on the program.
Thank you very much for having me. Good morning, Nigerians.
How have you been faring with the fuel hike and the fuel scarcity and all the things that are around it? So let's begin with how you've been faring, and then we'll get to what you will have to say about what is going on in the country.
Well, it has made it so difficult now for Nigerians to move from point A to point B. It has also grounded most of the businesses that people run, even ones that happen in the neighborhood. And what it has just added to it is added pain and pang to the Nigerian people. And then the most interesting part of it is that it's just like saying that I'm putting my hands in your eyes and you cannot do nothing about it. I mean, Nigerians just came out of this particular NSAS protest, saying that requesting or demanding that the fuel prices as at that some couple of days ago should be brought down. But the government now in its own thinking now thought, okay, let me punish these people for even going onto the street to protest against this government. So to me, that is what it looks like. Because for any government who cares about the feeling of its people, it must have listened to the yearning and crying of the people and say, okay, look what, let us find a way of reducing this particular pain and pang and then move the country forward. But ordinarily, what was done was that to say, okay, I am ready to put more pain to you and I dare you to do anything about it. That's just as simple as it is. Because if not, why would you, out of a crisis, instead of you managing the crisis, and you are now adding to the quelling the problem? And the most painful part of it, again, is that most of these young men who have been so-called arrested have been charged for a treasonable offense, where some of the people who have crippled this country economical-wise have not even been arrested, nor are they being charged for treasonable offenses. And that, for me, is the height of it all, because it shows that the poor people, that justice or rule of law is only applicable to Nigerians or the poor Nigerians on the street, but those who have stolen the cost of the country to a point of stupor get padded in the back and then being manipulated judicial-wise to escape even punishable offenses. So if you treat your countrymen who are supposed to be the beneficiary of your government in such a way, I wonder if really you are governing the people. So there is this particular young man who is an entrepreneur on my street. He used to have his shop very well packed. He was able to live in that direction. He was a graduate BSc holder, and then he managed a small chaos like that. And then the people benefit from some of the ways he buy things. But today, that particular business has been granted, and so many others like that. So if you want to grow an economy in this day, it is the entrepreneur, the small-scale entrepreneur that really help in building a society. But in this case now, we are crippling them, and then we are encouraging those who have stolen the country to a point of stupor.
All right, Dr. Tanko, before we get to the issues in your party, one more thing on this particular issue. We're looking for solution everywhere, because at the end of the day, Bola Tinubu may be our president, but this is our country. If your party is proposing an alternative to what is going on now, what will it be? In maybe 2 minutes before we get to your party issues.
Well, first of all, you need to be transparent to the people. The people need to know ABC, how it becomes another D. Or you must give a calculation and regard to how and when, what really led to this particular situation. You have to have the confidence of the people. But as it is now, the people have lost a lot of confidence in this particular government for not even being transparent. Then if they have been transparent, many people will have brought in so much good ideas that can help in mitigating the solution to the problem. But for we have already stated that right from the beginning, what we will have done was say that we are building modular refineries that can cater and take care of this particular production of oil for Nigerian use. But it seems they deliberately make it in a way that you cannot have those modular refineries or any source of having alternative to fuel supply, rather than the monopoly that is already established. So we have to kill that particular monopoly and make the people have the use of the petroleum product that can help them in growing the economy.
Well, let's go to your party issues now, Dr. Tanko. And it appears as if the party is moving on now with that convening of a NEC meeting by the governor of Abure State, which saw, the attendance by a good number of party elders. But the opposition is saying that there is no basis, no constitutional basis for that meeting, because even INEC has not issued an official communication to the party that the Congress that it held was illegal. Perhaps I could just quote some of the things that the opposition is saying as regards that meeting. It says, we challenge Alex Oti to produce the official letter addressed to him from INEC on the subject matter. There is no vacuum in the leadership of the party. Consequently, the so-called caretaker committee set up by the governor is not known to the constitution of the party. So the main crux of their grounds with that NEC meeting is that it is unconstitutional. When you consider Labour Party laws, even the Electoral Act that they're also quoting as well. So what's your reaction to this?
Well, I just want to appeal to everybody. Remember, I had an interview on this particular platform when I said that His Excellency Peter Obi is trying very hard to ensure that he mediates in this particular matter. And part of the mediation process, which he did, was to engage members of the National Assembly elected, members of the Senate. He also engaged members of the Labour Congress, as it were. And then he met with the party leadership also. Like in his own words all the time, that we need everybody. And so the final arbiter, based on the processes that was already enshrined, even in the Constitution, recognized quite a number of people, including the existing governor of the Labour Party in the person of His Excellency Dr. Alex Oti, and members who are statutory members in the constitution of the party, including the Nigerian Labour Congress and the TUC, and then some other persons who are who are statutorily recognized by the Constitution. But that is not the catch. The catch is that everybody that's already assuming to be in position of power or wanting to be in position of power were invited by the most high-ranking member recognized by the Constitution of the party. So, including Chairman Abure, for them to be at the meeting. The target is that His Excellency wants to find out how best we can approach this matter after having consultation with everybody. And I think the most civil way of solving such issue is for us to look at ourselves face to face and say, look, these are the problems, and this is what the law, what the position of the law is. And from the information reaching out from the Independent Electoral Commission, who provide a guide as regard to what can be used, how ways, what use can be made in order to solve the problem. Don't forget, there is an alternative dispute resolution department in INEC who resolves such issues if it does occur. So I think everybody was carried along in trying to find solutions to the problem. The result was what you saw at Umar here as speaking. So I don't know, the Independent Electoral Commission has the right to look at if the processes were followed according to the provisions of the Constitution and provision of the alternative dispute resolution, and say, okay, fine, we now recognize what you have done. At least the most important thing is that the solution was found within ourselves. It was not outside the political party. And those are part of the internal mechanism that help in mitigating the issues that arise.
Now, ahead of that meeting, there were reports that the party requested that all litigations against the party be withdrawn. But we find that, according to reports, key members of the National Working Committee were absent from the party. Now, if they go ahead again after this effort, to seek a solution to the internal crisis, if they go ahead to challenge this in court, saying that this meeting has no basis in line with the constitution of the Labour Party, then the peace effort may hold no water at the end of the day, and the litigations will continue. Is the party worried about that?
Well, politics is dynamic, and I can assure you that there are interest groups both inside the political party and outside. And then people will always be finding ways of finding solution to the problem. Of course, we are also aware there are those who will also want to sponsor problematic areas and just to cause chaos within the party. And that is the reason why majority of the stakeholders were at that particular meeting. At least that I can say authoritatively, we have almost 95% of the people that were supposed to be the decision takers, and they were at such meetings. So invariably, it simply means that the majority has spoken on behalf of the party. But let me make this clear. None of us is going to be left behind. Nobody, whether in the Abure-led leadership and members of the National Working Committee and those who are already aspiring the NLC, the TUC, everybody, as His Excellency said, they are very important to us. Very, very important. We will find a way of mediating the solution and solving the problems internally. But at least we've gotten a headway, or there's a kind of a leadway in finding solutions to the problem, rather than us keeping quiet. Because look at it, we have an election coming up in Edo State. We have local government elections already ongoing in some places and all. We have rescheduled Federal House of Representatives election in Kaduna and some other states. So we are losing by the minute. And anybody who believes in the Labour Party, who is the darling of Nigerian people at the moment now, will try as much as possible to come down from his high horse and say, look, hey, what am I even gaining from all of this? Let us really find a solution to the problem. So the idea of dropping all litigation is fantastic. You don't need it. You don't need any litigation against the party at the moment now. If there are issues that you have, we have capable hands that can really look at this validity of such cases and find solutions to them. And then in the event that INEC make its pronouncement as regard to whatever has happened, it will help to reduce the pressure on the leadership as the case may be. So we are very, very hopeful, and we believe that such legal issues and any other issue can be resolved within the parties apparently.
All right, Dr. Tanko, I can almost predict that there will be issues because they say what you did in Umuahia is illegal and unconstitutional. And I took my time to look at your constitution and how to, because it looks like you removed the chairman of the party. Although Alex Oti, the governor, said we didn't remove anybody. We just want to look for a way forward. But looking for a way forward has to be by the books and by the law. If you look at his Article 18 of your constitution that talks about how the chairman can be removed, he said it has to be at a national convention convened solely by him, which looks like even a defective framing of the law itself, because if you want to remove somebody and he has to be the convener of that national convention, there's also an issue. But there's also a special convention. So how does Labour Party want to get out of this quagmire? Because like you're putting more crisis on the table. If these guys go to court, they are likely to get the case against you. And if you go to the INEC portal, it's still Julius Abure, who is the chairman of the party. What happened that the deadlock went on that it now had to be this special extended stakeholders that is strange to your law? If there's a NEC to be convened, NEC has to be, the chairman has to be in that NEC. So we can poke through and see the holes in all of this. How do you want to navigate out of this? Because it has to always refer to the law.
Let me quickly say this. The Constitution is very clear on the processes. And if the Constitution has already spoken as regard to who become who, don't forget, there is issue of a 10-year extension that already been established by INEC themselves, not by the other members, but by INEC themselves. Even in their actions, they've already, you may say that such document was not communicated. I want to believe that INEC, they are not stupid. They know exactly what they are doing because as I know the INEC chairman for a very long time, is somebody that is a stickler for position of law and agreeing on position that you or whoever must have taken in writing. And I said there was a document in the dispute resolution department that is already an agreement already that has been breached. And that particular agreement may be the catalyst to the solution of the problem. So if we are to go by that, there are those particular issues that can give right, a legitimate right to whatever decision that was taken in Umuahia. But then we do not want to go through that particular route. What we are interested in is amicably settling this matter within ourselves. So I'm saying that even though some people may want to go to court, our leaders who are in the position of leadership of the party will still reach out, and they are still reaching out to individuals to take care of these particular differences that we have. And then I also know for sure that INEC will make their own pronouncement, knowing fully well the challenges that the party is facing, and it's being an independent arbiter that can really look at the interests of the party. So we are not oblivious of the fact that the Constitution say ABCD. We are following the Constitution too. And then we want to make sure that apart from following the Constitution, there's another alternative way of dealing with the problem. And that position and processes is what we are following.
Mr. Tanko, I'd like you to clarify something because some members of the faction led by the Abure State governor are saying that INEC has said that there is no leadership of the Labour Party, and as a result, this is the reason elders are rallying, to hold that Umuahia convention, Umuahia meeting rather, such that a solution can be found. But on the INEC website, Julius Abure is still recognized as the leader of the party. So what is the implication of that meeting convened? Does it mean that Julius Abure has been sacked as Labour Party chairman?
What I would rather say is that I know for sure that INEC cannot place something on nothing. There must be a process that they agree with. And so if they agree with the new position, they will make the necessary changes as it were. Okay? And then the fact remains that nobody is trying to use the word remove. Nobody wants to, discourage or dehumanize anybody in such a way without after we have led a fantastic leadership. What we want is for every one of us to understand that we are working together. People are genuinely aggrieved about certain issues, but those particular issues too, we are politicians. In politics, you don't fight each other to a point of as if you want to like kill each other for nothing. Because today you may not be together, tomorrow you may be together. But it depends on how you show your magnanimity in terms of disagreeing and agreeing. And once you have that particular agreement, you will find out that, okay, in the future, you'll end up working together. So I am foreseeing the simple fact that tomorrow will be better. If we have different opinion at the moment now, when we are still talking to each other, there will be solutions.
Dr. Tanko, pardon me. One of the outcomes of that meeting was that the caretaker committee has been given 90 days to resolve the crisis, and that will result in the conduct of congresses and a new election that will see new executives elected, right? So are you playing safe by towing this line of not stating whether or not Julius Abure has been sacked as national chairman?
Because I've been a party chairman. I know what it feels like to be in saddle of leadership. I know what it feels like for your leadership to be challenged. I know what it feels like when you don't have general acceptance. And I know what it feels like when you feel that you have already nurtured something to a particular point, and then you all of a sudden you have a lot of challenges and all. So these are normal in political line. But what is appreciable and making somebody a hero in a political setting, it is when you yourself show the level of, acceptability, or more or less like being calm. Just like I always give Abure a pat on the back. I always said that during the time in which the third force was looking for a house to accommodate our dreams, it was the ability of Abure to calm down, even though there was challenges in the past, for him to calm down and say, look, I'm ready to give room for all of this, let's negotiate and all. And that's what made him a hero. And if he followed that particular line, he will be a double hero today. And doesn't mean that probably today you find yourself probably not being accepted by the people. If you follow a line of showing objectivity and concern for the collective interest, it may give you a more pleasurable and more better opportunity in the future. We've seen people that have exemplified such. Right. Former President Goodluck Jonathan is one of them. I have been a chairman, and I am no more a national chairman of the political party. I have not lost anything. In fact, today and yesterday, before yesterday, when I was nominated as the national chairman or the interim national coordinator of the obedient movement worldwide.
All right, Dr. Tanko, we're totally out of time. Thank you so much there's a lot to ask you as far as the laws and the way forward is concerned, but we must thank you, Dr. Eunice Tanko, interim coordinator of Obedient Movement. I wanted to even find out whether the Obedient have accepted you as well, but we don't have time for all of that. Thank you for coming on the program, sir.
Well, thank you very much. I can authoritatively tell you that yes, we've gotten acceptance and we're moving forward as a
When persons like Dele Faro to me, who I respect so much, actually come out to allege that Tinubu could as well have already written result sheets for the 2027 presidential elections, I am not sure how to respond to that. I'm not sure how they expect us to respond to that kind of statement. And so I ask, what are we supposed to do? How are we supposed to react to that statement? I'm asking you now because it is critical. There are implications to these statements, and I've heard it from too many persons to just let it go. If it is indeed true that Tinubu has already written resolve sheets for the 2027 presidential elections, what are the implications for you and I as Nigerians? Does it mean that
it's here? This is it. The federal government just come out with some new regulations that allows you to buy real estate with less money down.
our case is hopeless completely? There's nothing we can do. Tinubu will continue in office beyond 2027. Is that what it means? Does it mean that we should just sit down and fold our hands and just resort to holding Tinubu to account? Because we seem to be doing a good job of that, holding Tinubu to account. Are we supposed to just sit back and hold Tinubu to account? What are we supposed to do? What does it mean? People like Dele Faro to me may not know it, but as much as that statement is true or may be true, it has far-reaching implications to participation, to participation in the 2027 presidential elections. Now, at this point, it is important that we also clarify for those who have arguments that why are we talking about 2027? We're just still in 2024. We're getting to the end of 2024. By the way, before you know it, it's 2025. And before you know it, 2027 is here. But for those who argue that why are we discussing 2027 when people are hungry now, when people are angry now, people are jobless now, they are poor now? What if how many people will make it to 2027? Or that will there still be a country in 2027? So those who have that argument, I have a question. Tinubu is president now. We don't have a choice. Whether you believe he won, whether you believe he stole it, whether you believe he's legitimate, or whether you believe he's illegitimate, he is the one in charge of Nigeria now. And he probably will do so until 2027. A lot of the policies that Tinubu and his current cabinet have pursued are policies that have brought hunger. Removal of fuel subsidy, increase in pump price of petrol, devaluation of the Nigerian naira, unification of FX window, increase in electricity tariff, increase in school fees, student loan scheme, increase in taxes, increase. All of these policies are policies that have been enacted by this Tinubu administration. They are bringing poverty upon the people. People are suffering, people are dying. Yes. So what do? Should we forget 2027, where we have an opportunity to remove him, forget it completely, and focus on how people can live and survive right now? Okay? If that is what you want us to do, how do you want us to ensure that people live and survive? Is it by doing protests? You saw what happened when we tried to do one. Should that discourage us from doing other protests? Of course, no. So, but there's only so much protests can achieve. Okay, if it's not only protest, what else can we do as Nigerians? Revolution? Do we have the resources to engage in a violent revolution? We don't. And even if somebody decides that, they have the resources to engage in violent revolution, check it. Those people, where are they getting their funding from? If you check it, you'll find out that the IFCs, the IMF, the World Bank, the CIA, they are not far. And they will only be seeking one thing: to destabilize our country so that they can continue to plunder us. They always walk both sides. So you find out that even those who may have the resources to engage in violent revolutions may be doing it against the interest of Nigeria. And in any case, if they even succeed, what is the guarantee that the people who engage in such violent revolution would be different from the people that are in charge now, considering the fact that their funding is coming from the same source as that of those that are in charge right now? How will it be different? Let us not engage in a venture that will be similar to that of Ukraine. Let's not engage in that venture. Let's not engage in unnecessary bravado that will lead to needless loss of lives and properties, when we can actually engage intellectually, smartly, to achieve better results without needing to lose any life or destroy any property. So for those who are arguing that, oh, why talk about 2027? Right now, we hold the government, the administration of Tinubu to account. We'll continue to do that to the fullest for maximum impact. But while we do that, we must also put our foot on the pedal to make sure that adequate preparations are made for 2027. And part of those preparations is canceling this propaganda. It's a propaganda, and unfortunately, we are helping to push it. That Tinubu already has written result sheets for 2027. When we drive this narrative, do we realize the effect it has on people? It's a powerful narrative. It may appear to be true, but it has a powerful negative effect on the people of Nigeria with respect to participation in the elections. When we make this kind of narrative, when we drive this kind of narrative that he already has a result, does it mean that, okay, so there's nothing we can do, so we shouldn't bother to participate in the election? Is that what it means? I don't agree with that position for certain reasons. Number one, right now, people, when they hear that kind of narrative, they give up. They tell you, oh, it doesn't bother, leave Tinubu to do his 2 terms. They give up. It reinforces their fear. It reinforces their despair. So we must be careful driving this narrative. It makes us ourselves weak. It discourages us from doing the things that we know we can do, that we stop Tinubu in 2027 when we push this kind of narrative that Tinubu already has election result sheets. There are things that we can do to stop Tinubu legitimately at the polls in 2027. This narrative should be discontinued. We should focus on those things. In the other video, I talked about the 7 strategies that will help Peter Obi to defeat Tinubu in 2027. We should focus on those strategies. And part of that strategy, if you recall, is dispelling every propaganda that has negative impact on the people. And this one is one of them. If we apply those 7 strategies effectively, like we are starting to do, starting with the structure they were trying to create, starting with the obedience structure and even the abundance party as a backup plan in case the necessary reforms do not take place in the Labour Party. Hopefully, the moves that are being made now by Peter Obi and Alex Otti, and then through this acting or interim caretaker committee, hopefully those moves will yield positive results. But if they don't, we should have a backup plan. All right, in addition to the obedience structure. If we have all of those things in place and we take care of every single one of the 7 items, I can assure you that even if Tinubu likes, let him be the presidential candidate and also the INEC chairman at the same time, he will lose. And we'll be able to tackle and guarantee his loss and guarantee the win of Peter Obi up to the courts, because they will make them powerless when we execute this plan to the letter. So we have hope. We have hope. It is very, very possible for Tinubu to be defeated in 2027, regardless of whether or not he has written the election results already.
If you're not making $158,000 per year, but you'd like to, I strongly...
We have hope, and that is why we must desist from pushing this narrative. Let's not push it. It has a counterproductive effect on the minds of the people. It waters down their passion. It waters it down. It gives Tinubu a larger-than-life appeal. It makes people afraid of him, and people just give up because they don't see the necessity of participating in the process. This is simply not true. We know Tinubu is going to rig, because from the effects of his policies right now, a free and fair election, he will lose hands down. He has pissed off the North. Even his own people are not so happy with him. You see what is happening on social media. The Southeast, they're not so happy with him. Forget all this talk of we are not protesting. South, forget whether or not Akpabio says, oh, he has guaranteed second term for him. He seemed to have pissed off almost everybody. In fact, if you ask me, I would say that from the way he is running, it's as if he's not interested in a second term. So if indeed he decides to run for a second term, with the effect of his policies on Nigerians right now, with the renewed shake that he has brought on Nigerians, he cannot win a free and fair election. We know that. Some elements of rigging has to be involved for him to continue in Aso Rock beyond 2027, legitimately. So what do we need to do? Do we give up because he has the power of incumbency working for him, or because we believe that he has so much rigging experience that we cannot outdo him? Do we give up? The answer is no. That is why we should desist from pursuing this kind of narrative. What should we do instead? We must continue to let the people know and see that Tinubu is defeatable, and not just defeatable, easily defeatable, when we execute our 7-point strategy to the letter effectively. This is what we need to do. Then when we finish that, we will now see that 2027, the people will come out en masse. Because one of the reasons why this will work in their favor is when the people are defeated in their mind, when they have lost hope, when they have given up, when they believe that you cannot outrig or outdo Tinubu, they will not bother to come out. But when we come out in our numbers, there is nothing Tinubu, the APC, INEC, or even the judiciary can do. I think we even overrate the judiciary. The judiciary is the easiest to handle, and I know a way to do that. We'll discuss it in the next video.
Hi, this is Senator Bernie Sanders. There is clearly not a lot of time left in the...
Well, the Trump for President campaign.
Welcome, everybody. Happy Monday to you. How's everybody doing? I hope you are keeping cool. This sun is not for the heat is not for kids. I mean, like right now, it's like over 100 degrees at this time. Hey, now wow, I don't understand. Maybe the weather should just calm down. The sun should just come down and come and visit us, because I don't know what else to say. It's crazy. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope everyone is doing good. Una see the title now. Abure, when he talk, say, of course, Peter Obi na him go get the ticket for presidency. He don't throw am open, no. He has thrown the ticket open to the highest bidder. The man is planning his own moves. Guess what, guys? He gives his interviews now on TVC. Who would have thought? Yeah? Is that not is that not corn in the pocket right there? All his interviews now is TVC that is streaming it for him. Then on top of that, okay, on top of that, oh, matter of fact, there was a video I wanted to bring for you guys where he was talking about what's it called? Um, they talk say, oh, election in Nigeria is something else. I kid you not. But person no fit give up. These people, they no go let us give us. We no go fit give up. I'm telling you. Hey, because that's what they are gunning for. These people, they'll get tired, they'll stop talking, and we can do whatever we like. Hmm? That's what they are gunning for, my people. They are really excitedly talking about it. And here Abure is just talking now. The guy is just he's just talking. Hey, what is hidden in the dark will be brought in the light. Hmm. Hi, my God. Hmm. Hey, welcome, Victory. I'm telling you, make I see. Now I show now the video when I talk about just now. The man, I don't understand. Has he even accounted for the money, the 3.5 million that they say a big billion that he said he took? Just they huff and puff up and down.
I must seize this opportunity to make some clarifications on some few issues. I and the party have been accused of being responsible for Peter Obi's failure in the 2023 general election. They have stated that the campaign
No be the chairman of LP for Lagos be that for back. You dey shake head. Aye, you dey shake head, you dey support Abure. What's their own? They've chopped money. No be anyway. Make we dey lis ten.
election donations and funds for the payment of agents were mismanaged by the party. Hence, Peter Obi failed in the 2023 general election. I have ordinarily refused to make comment on this because I believe that as a leader, leadership is taking responsibility. And I believe that we're all one and that I should generally take responsibility for the actions of this party. But recent events have shown that we'll be doing this party, I'll be doing ourselves injustice if we continue to keep quiet on all of these issues. And that's why we have decided to come out clean to make some of this clarification. Let me make it categorically clear that campaign funds were disbursed, administered in the southern states by the leadership of the campaign council, first led by Doyi Ogube, and secondly, under the control of Akin Oshutogun. While the funding of the campaign for the 19 northern states were handled by the vice presidential candidate of the party, Dati Baba Ahmed. The funding of the election itself was done by Peter Obi himself. The party was never involved in the distribution of those resources. Our interest was to see how we can produce a president for the party. However it was done, we didn't bother ourselves about it. Hence, we gave them free hands. Whoever they trusted, whoever they wanted to entrust their resources to, we didn't want to bother ourselves with it. We followed them sheepishly. We followed them loyally and allowed them to administer the funds of the campaign for the election and so on.
True.
So hey. As per the donation, the party was not involved in the collection of any donation, campaign donations. Donations to the campaign were channeled to the following accounts.
E be like so.
Obi Dati Ahmed campaign account, Zenith Bank 124-195-0451, Sterling Bank 0091657896, Heritage Bank 1400234900, Globus Bank 1000128194. The signatories to these accounts were Aisha Yusuf and Pastor Itwa Iwudalu. They were equally responsible for the payment of polling unit agents. The party did not even bother to pay its agents. We handed over the list to the campaign council and to those who were administering these funds to pay polling unit agents that worked for the presidential election. Consequently, it is mischievous for any person to accuse me and the party for mismanaging of these funds. At no time did the party or its officials engage in any financial transaction as it relates to the presidential campaign. At this stage, it will be safe for me to conclude that I and my colleagues at the level of this NWC was elected in the convention of our party held on the 27th day of March 2024. And we will therefore defend the mandate that has been given to us freely by members of this party. Yes, sir. I want to say categorically that no governor that we gave tickets can harass us out of office. Yes, sir. No governor, no matter how highly placed, will come and with a fiat dissolve the National Working Committee, dissolve state councils, dissolve local government councils, dissolve world executive, even military governments don't behave that way. And so I must state categorically that mandate that was given to us on March 27th, the leadership of this party, under my leadership, will defend it. And I want to assure you that we will reclaim it and we will be here and produce the next president of Together, we will continue to build this party onto a formidable force.
Hi! My goodness. Peter Obi should just leave Labour Party. I'm sorry. Peter Obi should just leave. There's no need. Because these people, they don't mean well. Oh, I don't know how it's going to. He just needs to get out, form a new party, and go. It's not going to work with this Labour Party. I'm sorry. Nah. He should just leave. There's no need at all. There's no need. I'm telling you, Oriyomi, the man is now TVC that is now interviewing him. TVC, that's all. That's all they just stream his interviews like on the clock, round around the clock. Because they fed them with meat now. Look at how he's talking. If you have internal issues as party people, all this, you see this vituperation when they show for here. This is how he should have acted when they stole that election. You see this man, the energy he's using now is what he should have used when they tried to steal the election. For there, they do muku, like who eyes lock no they met for a mat. See now, I'm ashamed of him, to be honest. It's such a shame. I don't know. I don't even want to say I'm disappointed because I already knew that he was dwe like that. Peter Obi should just leave. I mean, may just leave Labour Party. This is ridiculous. You now want to blame Aisha and what's his name, Pastor Igodalo, that was everywhere with Peter Obi. You want to blame them for money. You see how they say they lie for people head. Anyway, the truth shall unfold. I'm telling you, Quinty, I'm telling you, he should just go and form his own party. There's no need. This drama is just unnecessary. We need to focus. Eh? We need to focus. The drama is too much. There's no need. Eh? And victory, elderly people disgracing themselves. Okay, come and account for the 3.5 billion when they say you take. We never hear PIM. We never hear PIM. All he's been doing is deny, deny, deny. Eh? Yeah, if he goes, that he should leave. Oriyomi, Peter Obi should leave. Let the party. It was Peter Obi that brought popularity to Labour Party. We did. Who know Labour Party before now? Who did? I beg you, they should go and produce the next president. Not with the way they are going, victory. Not with these people have been in the party before Peter Obi, truth be told. Unless Peter Obi stands strong and really, like these people with corn in their pockets, there's no saying what they can do. Oriyomi say, don't worry, Abure una don already produce the president. Abi now, it's true, since he's in TVC entertaining them, he don already produce. Abure has been threatening the DSS if he doesn't work for drugging. Well, okay. So, hey, welcome, Juliet, welcome. I think Pio is waiting to run his election before he leaves the Labour Party. Well, we'll see. Abure has been working for Tinubu all this while. Yeah, I have suspicions too. It's now pointing in that direction with the way he's been moving. Yeah, Pio was dying and he was surrounded by enemies. Look at Doyin Okupe. All of them, they all betrayal, left, right, and center. He should leave. Yeah, I can't wait for him to leave. I really can't. I cannot wait for him to leave because these people they're seeking me. You shouldn't have to be, going up and down with these people and talking. There's no need. There's no need. Let's hear Arabambi's response to Yunusa Tanko's interview. Hey, the drama begins.
Perpetually in the throes of internal crisis over the past 1 year. What will it take to steady the ship of the Labour Party? We're continuing that conversation, and this time around, we have joining us Mr. Abayomi Arabambi, one of the officials of the Labour Party, the National Publicity Secretary of the Labour Party. Mr. Arabambi, it's good to have you yet again on the program. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you. Good morning for having me.
I see that you're armed with the Constitution of the Labour Party this morning, and you're set to interpret it, particularly to those who convened the Umuahia meeting. So go ahead. I'm just going to give you the floor to put things straight before we, follow up with other concerns.
Well, thank you very much. For the Umuahia meeting, I am a little bit disturbed because in Nigeria, I think the economic situation of Nigeria has made some politicians to reach their menopause in politics. And I think that is just the essence of that convergence. They were trying to see whether they will still be productive. But, alas, what they did, in Umuahia is just not other than judicial rascality and executive rascality, where they try to impugn, on the law and constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Now, whatever you don't have power to do, don't even dare to go there at all, because our party constitution is very clear about our party organization. And I want them to know, including although the senior advocate of Nigeria there, that shall in the Supreme Court connotation means something that is compulsory. Article 11 of our party organization says there shall be 4 levels of the party organization, namely the ward local government, the state and national. Then Article 14 of our party, power and function of national officers. National chairman shall give leadership to the party and shall preside over all meetings of the National Convention, National Executive Committee, and National Working Committee of the party. Now, in the 11 that I read, we don't have anything like stakeholder as part of our organization structure in the Constitution. And if you've been following, judicial pronouncement, the Supreme Court said parties must obey their constitution first, even before you now go and obey the Constitution of Nigeria. It is certainly clear here that the only person that can call and preside over any meeting of the Labour Party for the National Convention, Executive Council, and National Working Committee of the party is the national chairman, and the Constitution says shall. So there is no ambiguity here. There is nothing, that is convincing anybody here. And the National Secretary in Article 14(4)(b) shall cause notice of meeting of the National Convention, National Executive Council, and National Working Committee in consultation and approval of the national chairman. Now we Governor Lesoti and Peter Obi. Now, I need to expose the NSC at this junction. Governor Mimiko might be watching this program. There was a time he demanded the inclusion of National Assembly member in our NEC in Ondo.
You mean Governor Mimiko?
Yes, then
former
when he was
Governor
the governor.
Mimiko.
Yes, what they told him then, I was there, was that they were, and that it is better you will leave it at only governors, deputy, president, and deputy. They were the one. All of them, they were the one there. Abure was the president of NSC then. All of them were there. But today, they said they are calling next meeting, and Governor Lesoti is calling on Mr. Peter Obi as what? We don't have governor presidential candidate as member of our NEC convention, only when you are elected on the platform of the party. So for them to have called senator, House of Rep, they are just wasting their time, because this constitution will be upheld by the law. We will go and test it in the court of law and want to see whether they are now a constitution or they are now law on their own, or we will have to obey this constitution. Then I want Nigerians also to know something. In the case of, because I heard him talking about INEC, you see, INEC, as far as we are concerned, is a creation of the law. Edose Njoku, the current chairman of INEC failed to monitor his convention. Rather, they supported Sylvester Ezekenwa because of, Governor Biano's support for the man then. But what happened? The man went to court and got a judgment in Supreme Court. But do you know what INEC is doing now? In the motion for self-execution order filed by the present governor in favor of Sylvester, INEC was the one in their preliminary objection. They said, Section 85 of the Electoral Act, that's why I brought it here, so that nobody would think I'm reading what I don't know. I mean, Section 82 of the Electoral Act. INEC said they agree every registered political party shall give commission at least 21-day notice of any convention, congress, conferences and meetings. But they did not monitor Ezenjoku own. But the Supreme Court gave their judgment on 5. They said failure of a political party to notify the commission as stated in Section 1 shall render the convention, congresses, and conferences meeting invalid. Once you have informed INEC, it is their business to come or not to come. They only said failure of a political party. Once a political party has passed Section 5 of the, subsection 5 of 82 of the Electoral Act, you are on your own. So they are now telling us, which I don't believe. They said Professor Mahmoud asked them to convey NEC meeting. He won't do that, except it will be a contempt. No. Professor Mahmoud should know it is just the INEC chairman. By the creation of INEC, you have no power under the Constitution to say, oh, Governor Lesoti, only the elected. Where is that stated in the Constitution of Nigeria? Where is that stated in the Electoral Act? Except Professor Mahmoud has now become an arm of the Supreme Court of Nigeria, which we are going to test in court. So we have gone to court now. Right. We are before Justice Egwatu No problem. INEC should come and now give us the citation in the constitution where he has the power to determine, what he said they should do, but we are not sure.
So let's take it one step at a time. You said they said INEC is in agreement with them.
Yes,
Have you spoken to INEC about this?
INEC
It's a straight question.
Yes.
Have you spoken? Have you heard from INEC?
They denied.
Okay.
They denied having it because we demanded for the letter. They denied.
I've looked through your constitution. Yes. I took my time to look through section 13, section 14, section 18, many sections that has to do with all of this controversy. And I can see where the chairman comes in literally in everywhere. In fact, part of the framing of that, especially when it has to do with the removal of the chairman, for a layman is almost defective. If somebody has to be removed and he has to be the one to convene the convention that will be removed, will he even convene that convention? So we'll look at that area at another time. So my question to you will be, is it that efforts have been made to resolve issue with the Abure-led NWC? And it's not compromising, it's not bulging, because I know you were against Abure. I've interviewed you a couple of times, vehemently against Abure, and now you're on Abure's side. Even your position as National Publicity Secretary is contentious. I've gone to your website, Labour Party. The release saying that convention or that stakeholders meeting is illegal and unconstitutional is signed by Abure, National Publicity Secretary of the Labour Party, and you are claiming National Publicity Secretary. It looks like the NWC itself doesn't have its acts together. Is that what is going on?
No, that is not what is going on.
Okay, so what are you? What is it for? Let's begin from there.
Now, the point remains, the precipitator of the crisis are those, people that gathered in Abure. I heard them talking also about a neck.
Those who gathered in Abure are the precipitators of this crisis. That's what you're saying.
Yes. Now, when Abure was restrained, they said the constitution is very clear. There is only national convention called by him, that Peter Obi and Governor Alessoti. They were the one that asked the advocate of Nigeria for him. They failed at the lower court. But at the Court of Appeal upheld our constitution. We now present to Supreme Court. Let me tell you, we are seeing Supreme Court against Abure. But we will not, down to the tune of Governor Alessoti and Mr. Peter Obi, for them to claim that this constitution must be strictly adhered to. Now that Court of Appeal has said, gentlemen, we are upholding this your constitution, please, you can go to the higher court. Probably that can be set aside. That is why Abure, Apapa, we don't have a choice than to obey. But they, ab initio, fail to obey the FCT High Court judgment. But the NLC, I'm not talking about TUC now, Governor Alessoti and Mr. Peter Obi, are you getting me? All of them, they were violently opposed to that. But now that the Court of Appeal, our worry now is this. When you fail to obey a law that was against you, and now you have a law that is in your favor, you said you are still going to disobey it, that is something.
See, help the public out here. What I'm asking is a straight question. It looks like the party is in disarray at every level. I'm asking you, you're the publicity secretary.
Yes.
Ifo is the publicity secretary, or claiming to be. He signed on this document. Whether that is a moral ground for which they say you don't even have the act together. Yesterday, I interviewed Callistus Okafor, who is also claiming to be the acting national chairman of the party. That whatever you and Abure are doing, even the one in Omaya, is null and void because Abure was just acting secretary and he was the national vice chairman of the party South or so. So when the other man died, he's supposed to take over. So there's a gamut of issues going on here.
Now the point.
So help us break it down.
Now,
do you understand my question?
Like I said, during the pendency of the restraining order, Mr. Peter Obi proceeded with Abure to Asaba. This was when they were making all manner of unconstitutional pronouncements. But immediately after the Court of Appeal vacated that order, there has not been any NEC meeting, that is against us. Meaning all of us, that were separated by that issue of restraining order, we came together, and I think up to today, Julius Abure or Farouk has not issued any public statement against my person. Lawfully, we know ourselves, but the people they appointed in Asaba know themselves. But we are on the side of the law. Just like I said, I am not, on the side of Abure, but I am on the side of the law. Because when court said, go and do this, we don't have any choice other than for us to follow it. Now, they are talking about tenure expiration. Abure's tenure has not expired. The 2018 agreement Kalisu Ofako is talking about, Abure was not a party to it. He was the national secretary. But what most of them feeding the public with lies is that Abure became national chairman in 2021 in Edo. We had our neck. And our constitution is exactly clear that NEC has the power to fill in vacancy that ever existed in NWC. There was a vacant position for national chairman. There was a vacant position for national secretary there. I was Ogun State chairman, in my 8 years tenure then. Then that was when we elected Abure in 2021. So Abure tenure ordinarily will expire in February 2025. But do not forget, there was a restraining order for 1 year, which Ababa, elsewhere. We will see minus that, but where Governor Lesoti and Mr. Bitobi and even, the chairman of the NCP, who said he was the national chairman, though he never contested election, because I know we are very good. He had never contested election for 13 years. NCP never run election in this country for 13 years. They were just there. But they are now claiming Abure tenure has expired. We are very happy about that because we are going to test it in the court of law.
But Mr. Arabambi, isn't that the confusion that the Umaya meeting is trying to address? I mean, the last time you were here, you told us that you had reconciled with Mr. Abure, which came as a surprise. But today you're still saying that you are not particularly on the side of Abure, that you're on the side of the law, and that you are in fact still against Abure in the courts of law on a particular case. And, prior to the convening of this meeting, one of the issues that the leaders talked about was that all litigations should be withdrawn. So isn't the issues that they're trying to address, don't they trump all of these litigations and the legalese that you're quoting, such that the ship of the Labour Party will steady?
They are not qualified to even be a sailor in our party or on any ship, because ab initio they are all contempt now. When I say I'm on the side of the law, Abure tenure was affirmed by the Court of Appeal. But when that tenure was invicted by the court, these same people that gather, they say no, for reason being known to them, and until there will be peace Labour Party, until when two people will come out to Nigeria and tell us, Governor Lesoti and Mr. Bitobi, they will tell Nigerians why they rejected that FCTI court order. We know why, but we don't want to discuss that now. They must come out and tell Nigerians and tender apology. We know why they did it, and we know why they are against Julius Abure also now. And why we are now telling them that we will not follow you, because we are not just morons that you now put a remote control and be moving us around like a robot. Now, do you know why we are Supreme Court? Because we are challenging the decision of the Court of Appeal that set aside that restraining order. So that they now want to ambush that matter in the Supreme Court. They want to ambush it, and we are not going to allow it. This was what they did in case of this, Edison Njoku of Abga. But we will teach them that we know the rudiment of the Nigerian Constitution and our Constitution. They can never come and take it for granted.
Well,
now,
go ahead.
The woman they even pick, they were the same problem we have with Dr. Doyon before, the EFCC saga.
You don't need to be a professor to know that California has a housing crisis. Prop 33 would make that crisis.
For reason being known to them, that madam was the director of finance of Jonathan administration. Everybody knew what happened. There is no credibility in that woman as far as we are concerned, because when you have such a matter on your neck in the court, they were supposed to have allowed that matter to be, disputed, to be litigated upon until before they will now go and make the appointment. Along the line, Peter Obi appointed also as our finance director during the presidential campaign of 2023. Do you know up to today, the woman they claim as impeccable character, we do not have audited account of the Labour Party Presidential Campaign Council. I am telling Nigerians, the money Peter Obi posted is a lie. I've been saying it. People donated.
You mean the account presented on the spendings of the Labour Party?
Yeah.
You frown on it.
The woman they presented was the finance director of finance of Mr. Peter Obi during the 2023 general election. Up to today, Can Mr. Obi come out clean?
So so 2 questions. I'll ask you 2 questions in one. Do you have evidence to the contrary as to what they presented?
No, that is not our audited account are posted. All of us know. We are not, baboon.
You are saying you don't agree. They posted what they posted.
No, they didn't post anything. He only said,
they listed,
I gave lawyer.
They listed.
That is not an account. No, if that is audited account, Labour Party should pull out of presidential election.
No, hold on, just hold on. Yep. They listed, right?
Yeah.
You have a contrary listing?
No, audited.
Mr. Ramambi, when I ask the direct question, please answer. They did some listing which you don't agree with, not audited. Do you have contrary listing?
No, we are asking for the audited account. You see, let me tell you, when you come to equity, you have to come with a clean hand. And this is why you see some of them accusing us, they are pro Tinubu, they are pro Atiku. No. When whosoever you want to castigate, learn how to at least be better off that person. If you are saying NNPC has been, economical with the truth about, the amount of crude oil they are producing, then we should show Nigeria that we can do better. Are you getting me? So I said, our audited account. Do not forget, we have a Emefiele saga in Nigeria then. So every money passes through account. But what we are saying is this: if we want to cover
this breakdown that you frown on, does it have anything to do with the court order that you say that Mr. Peter Obi and the others have been selective in obeying?
No, I am only telling you, part of the infraction that we claim that we are saying Labour Party, whereas we are not. Because these people now, they are just grabbers. I am telling you, like them now, in our president election, I will challenge you to point to one bicycle he gave Labour Party. It is not. But today, they thought, we have the power, we have the senator, we have a governor, let us grab. They are only preparing them for PDP. All of them, even the talented.
So is there this argument, are you suspecting this argument that was put to by Callistus, that this is a precursor to a merger? Is that what you're speculating?
He has even been moving around to March until when the PDP public secretary said they do not give the power to Atiku, that a candidate cannot negotiate merger on behalf of the party. He has also been doing it until when we told him point blank. But what they are now trying to do is that let us converge all our people. Darlington failed in PD primary, he ran to Labour Party. Governor Saloti did the same. He too ran, he didn't participate in the primary. He ran 3 days to our own primary to meet us in Asaba. All of them, they now felt, let us come together. Let us find a way to decimate Labour Party so that at least we will have a ground to now go and negotiate with PDP. Because I am telling Nigeria, Obi is not contesting under Labour Party in 2027.
But Mr. Abambi, some people would also level similar accusations against you that during the 2023 presidential election, you worked against the Labour Party by aligning with another political party.
No, we did not.
But that apart, it may seem that
I voted for Peter Obi. No, it's a wasted vote. I voted for him in president. I didn't vote for Tinubu. I voted for Peter Obi. But for the governorship, we don't have the governorship candidate. That I'm going to tell everybody. We don't have, because, for this event to INEC, they didn't allow us to have.
Well, the presidential elections have still come and gone, and the governorship elections. But Mr. Peter Obi at that meeting said categorically that we're not disqualifying anyone.
So what are they trying to do?
That everyone can still come and contest after this peace meeting. No, so doesn't it show that indeed there are some good intentions involved in the meeting, such that there can be peace?
They don't have such power.
In the party.
They don't have such power. So what they are trying to do, I told you, they are just bunch of democracy assassins. They don't have that power. What they are doing. And I will give you an example.
That is huge, Mr. Abambi. Democratic assassins is a huge
people
word.
that want to kill democracy. When you want to kill democracy, you are democratic assassin, not human being now. Now, in Zamfara, Governor Yari versus, Senator Malafa, this was the kind of game they played until after election that brought in Matawale. Nigeria should not forget, Matawale was not the one that won that election. Until one court now set aside the governor and deputy, all the 3 senators, their rep and assembly, and gave it to Matawale because they said, Ab initio, all their votes are wasted. Their plan now is to push us to go to court so that Labour Party will be decimated, because at the end of the day, everybody that priced these people, anybody that did any business with them will not get elected to any office. It will be voided in the court of law.
We really do.
Abure remain the national chairman of the party until otherwise settled by the court, not by Governor Nazarity and Mr. Peter Obi.
All right. We really do hope that, all of this discordant tunes will find a way to become harmonized and such that there will be peace in the Labour Party. We must thank you very much for your time and
I don't laugh, tire. Hey, God, I beg you. Did you hear what he said? He said Labour Party does not have a candidate. That's what he said. Anyway, I trust Peter Obi. The man know wetin dey do. For me, oh, make e fine, make e comot for Labour Party. It is Peter Obi that brought popularity to Labour Party. Abi, people are forgetting that. Who knew Labour Party? I didn't even know that there was a party that existed called Labour Party in Nigeria. The only party that we knew of was PDP and APC. I didn't even know the difference until this Peter Obi came into the picture. I didn't even know the difference. It was when Peter Obi, they said, oh, he has left the party he used to be. I said, what party was he in before? Oh, he was in PDP. Now he's now. Who know Labour Party before Peter Obi? Nobody. These people are so selfish, self-centered. The party that they are holding on to it could have been bigger than where it is right now. But they want to control, force themselves. How can you be in a party 30 years victory, 30 years nothing to show for it? Eh? 30 years and you still don't want to let go. God abeg o. This is why Nigeria is where it is. You're not even allowing new ideas in, new people that will come in and take you forward. Hey, even the man that you people are trying to castigate is saying, I am not, everybody is free to come and join. Everybody is, hey, God abeg o. Honestly, maybe Taobi make other plans, so I'm sorry. This Labour Party is not it at all. With the likes of this one, look at him, Vitubere. I know we can't make any mistakes. So in 2027, even though me and I sit down and look, I dey look from corner of my eye, bombastic side eye for that 2027 election preparation. I'm still looking because with this, we keep characters like this. People will be dragging yourselves every time on TV, distracting people instead of focusing on how to galvanize and take hold. Oh my God, small-mindedness, poverty mentality, hunger na bastard. Kai, no. Poverty no good oh. I'm telling you, Quinty, a pathological liar. Look at the man. No full stop, no comma. Hey, God, I beg you. Person marry this one put for house, now call her husband. God forbid. Eh? Exactly. All he goes around is looking for who to sell their party and collect money. I'm telling you, look at them saying Labour Party is open to anyone that wants to run. They want to use it to collect money. They want the same thing they did for Edo State election. That's what the highest bidder. That's what they're trying to do again. I'm sure these interviewers are silently wondering whether they are the ones crazy for interviewing this fellow or if it is the fellow that is crazy. I am sure because he kept saying Peter Obi did not present any audit, whatever. Okay, do you have a different one? He no fit answer. He dey jump from one to the other. You cannot answer a straight question that's asked. You cannot ask a lot of noise, no substance, nothing. What kind of human beings are this? Peter Obi should please another party honestly, because I don't trust these people. I don't trust these people at all. If it wasn't for Peter Obi, Labour Party would be non-existent. Nobody will know what it is. Hungry people. Eh? I'm telling you. Look at what is happening. Those schools, they postpone schools because no petrol. People cannot take their kids to school. So they have postponed resumption date indefinitely. That means children will be at home aimlessly, bored out of their minds. Bored out of their minds. They can't go back to school. People cannot afford to buy petrol. I saw a video clip earlier where people were talking about how the roads are empty in Lagos. People can barely afford to buy petrol. President is in China. Everywhere is in disarray. What kind of madness is this, for crying out loud? Who Who did we offend in that country? These people don't care. They do not care. Agbado does not care whether everything is sinking. Agbado does not care. Look at the wife spending 250 million on decorations. Isn't that madness? Isn't that mad, utter madness? Eh? People have been talking about an interview that some guy did on I don't know his name. Maybe if I bring it here, you people will see, will know who he is. I don't know all these people. If it's not Peter Obi, it's not Ahmed that I don't know the rest. I'm sorry. Let me pay attention to people who know what I'm at all. Eh? I don't know. I think he did the interview on Channels News or so. I don't know. But let's play it.
No, they have something coming. You know, NASA has told them there's going to be a call out. I'm sure it won't take long before Labour joins them. And by the grace of God Almighty, we will all empty into the street and ensure that go they will. If they will not listen appropriately, if they think that anybody is going to allow them.
Do you think that this government is not listening?
No, I think this government is sheer irresponsible and incompetent. Nobody has time for putting and powdering their face anymore. What do you think they are doing? Do you know what's going on in the country? Do you know how many lives have been lost as a result of their useless policies that doesn't make sense? What kind of person who calls himself an accountant would not know that a nation that is so export dependent, you got to manage your exchange rate, how by crook or by means, or whatever means. What kind of person comes onto a chair? He has not even looked at the books. He doesn't even know what is there. He doesn't, it's gone, it's gone.
But the president had told Xi Jinping, the Chinese president, he is a reformer that is trying to take a painful route in reforming the economy and the nation.
Thank you. For a man who's using our money to be buying new jets, for a man who's buying Escalades bulletproof, for a man who's spending money like he's going out of fashion, is that how Deng Xiaoping managed China before he got to Xi Jinping? Is that how China Mama? He's not reforming anything. He's just wasting everybody's time and creating chaos. And he's trying to get national anger to get to a point. It will be a boiling point. Let me tell you, my dear friend, everywhere you have seen a tipping point where people have just said enough, it has always been one senseless government policy after the other, with their lackeys coming to say, oh, it's okay. You are forgetting that we're talking about human lives here. We're talking about people's hunger. We're talking about the cost of living of the Nigerian people. What is their excuse? You are telling us now that, oh, NNPC that can say they are bringing a profit of, is it 3.7 trillion as their profit? At the same time, this is madness. This is sheer arrant madness. And we have been screaming about this NNPC since forever, whatever. They came and said they are the expert. And now because they are experts, they will be living in plenty, and they will expect the citizens to empathize with them. If you want to run a transformational government, you start transforming it from your body side, from where you are seated. You can't be showing us that we have all the money in the world. You are playing anyhow. You are running the government of yourself and your children and your family, and you expect the Nigerian people to accept that.
But is that the true set of things?
When was the last time you ever saw that they were swearing in an attorney general and the child of the president is there in the place? Ask who? In what capacity?
Does that affect the economy?
So you see, it's always one misdemeanor, one misbehavior, one inappropriate conduct that ends up becoming the culture of a government. Look at their government. The man told us that, oh, I have a person there who used to be in NPA that will be evaluating them and being key performance indicator and talk a lot of nonsense on television. After how many months, what have they been able to do? Who have they evaluated? If they had evaluated their minister, would they not have known that there's crisis there? What is the reason why the president has not fired himself as Minister of Petroleum? What is his explanation for why all this nonsense is going on in NNPC? Everything is just... Are we the only country that is making oil? Are we the only one selling it? People are not so much averse to, increase the prices like that, but not in this manner. They're saying now that they have to make appropriation, or they're going to give 3 billion to the federal account. That's the last thing they say. Look, Sheon, a nation is not run as if it's your private enterprise. There is separation in the government, and there is a National Assembly that is supposed to legislate and give you appropriation powers to do certain things.
But Mr. Shewumi,
not
the NNPC is the federal government saying that, look, we are not privy. The market forces are taking control. If the NNPC says they've spent this money, but what we are hearing is, in fact, the availability problem was caused because NNPCL is owing to the tune of billions of dollars to those who have lifted, and that's why
you need to let me land.
And I'm saying
the presidency of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, President Tinubu, with due respect, could not have said this nation is not paying subsidy, and then one entity under this federation that does not have powers to run as if it's on the moon, in Mars, or in Jupiter will now come and tell us that, oh, we have been buying the fuel and they have been They are scared of using the word subsidizing it. Who appropriated that?
So as invariably, they've been subsidizing.
They've not used the adjective subsidizing. They will have to come and tell us who gave them permission to appropriate our monies in that manner. One, how can you run the most important thing that carries our economy in such an opaque and a voodoo manner? And when we speak to these issues, with due respect, when we speak to these issues, we speak to these issues because the fact that they are in government does not mean they love the country more than those of us that are not in government. And they got a very small, very, very small number to come and run this country. Therefore, they don't even have the majority right to be running all of us into trouble. The cost of living of our people is very, very, very high. They can barely cope. Our unemployment figures are very, very high. They can barely earn a living. You have just said you are going to pay civil servant 70,000 naira. We have not seen how that is going to be, matched by private sector. Those who are not even on the payroll still have to survive. At the same time, you have increased the cost of energy. People still have to survive. At the same time, they even have the temerity to say they are going to increase VAT by 10%. Let us just be clear. The last outing when people were going on, they were going to say they're going to shut down the country and all that. We pulled them back with all our strength and didn't join it because we felt that, okay, let's just manage that period. You cannot insult our sensibility with less than a month after such an event, and you are telling us now you are moving it to what? Who gave them the right to do that?
Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
If you were the CEO of a private company,
which company is that?
No, I'm just giving an example. If you are a CEO of a private company, and the kind of statement that came from the NMPCL over the weekend, which a lot of people felt offended by, and in any case, coming out and unveiling to Nigerians what they have been doing that has become less transparent. What would you be doing to such the head or the leadership of such an entity?
There is, you see, I have wondered, except to maybe if they have some crooked underhand dealings that government is just allowing them to get away with. There's no reason why Miller should be sitting down on that chair.
I mean,
he has been in charge
the
of
National Assembly.
He has been in
just a moment. I'm asking you a question in the direction of where you are going.
Yeah.
That if Mr. Mele Kyari, who says he is in charge of a private entity that government has a stake in, is answerable to a private interest in a capitalist economy, what about the interest of the Nigerian people as represented by the National Assembly if this kind of thing is going on? Over the weekend and now, shouldn't any reasonable National Assembly representing the voices of the Nigerian people be calling Mr. Mele Kyari and everybody that is involved to question them and answer to Nigerians the question about these prices, isn't it?
A serious National Assembly will not just be calling Mele Kyari, it's too small. A serious National Assembly will be calling the president, who doubles as the Minister of Petroleum, to come and answer charges. Appropriation is a very serious issue. One of the easiest way to get yourself into impeachment is for you to abuse your responsibility and authority. Somebody has some explanation, some serious explaining to do. I ask you, is the NMPC, whether it is privatized or not, running our national asset of crude and all of that on its own whims and caprice? And is it spending the resources that it makes by the sales of our national asset on its whims and crasses? Who gave them the authority to be balancing up the books and the numbers? How come they could have told us that there's no subsidy, and they're coming out to tell us not only have there been subsidy, they're telling us we are even owing to the tune of almost $6 billion, and then to slap us in the face in a most annoying and unfeeling manner. They're telling us they're going to change the price just like that.
Hold on, Mr. Oshowome. We're going to go on a break just in a moment, but I like to also balance this conversation because the presidency has been reacting about these subsidies that you're talking about. And this is what Mr. Bayo Nanuga said. He said, and I quote, "The Tinubu government did not lie about fuel subsidies. I have read a series of articles attacking the federal government for not telling the truth about fuel subsidy payments, following NNPC Limited's admittance that it was owing suppliers some $6 billion US. The truth is that there is no discovery, no lie uncovered. The government has been faithful to its policy that it was no longer going to pay fuel subsidies since President Tinubu announced the regulation of the PMS sector on the 29th May 2023. Since then, subsidy provisions have disappeared from the budget. It was not in the supplementary budget of 2023, not in the 2024 budget, and the amended 2024 budget. How do you react to that?
They're acting in a more annoying manner. It means that not only are they spending without appropriation, they are even spending money that nobody knows where they are getting it from. So when people say our house are stolen, our house are not made, we're not auditing it well, we don't know how much we've made, why would you be disappointed when the people that are in charge of the government have the temerity to be telling us that NNPC has been spending that much money on whose authority and by whose approval?
The presidency has said we do not know anything about it.
Really?
They say
That's
NNPC.
that is an impeachable offense. The man doubles as the minister of petroleum.
But they said that it has been deregulated.
That your grandfather was a thief. Does that mean if your father steals a goat, they will not accuse him of being a thief? That was what happened then. This we're talking about now. I just told you the figures and how much we were selling it then. 97 naira. And how much are they telling us come and buy it today? Can the Nigerians even afford it? It's one thing for you to be running a for-profit country in the midst of people that get enough wages that they can get by. You want to run a for maximum profit country so that you can circle in money, share it with the states and local government without the commensurate ability to supervise and know what they are doing with the money, and the Nigerian citizens will be the one bleeding. They have something coming. All right. And they will be shocked at what will come at them.
You go explain, tire, no evidence. All this vituperation, jumping up and down. Baba they use toothpick till they comot meat for im teeth. E no concern am. If people like me they go jump inside lagoon, e no concern Baba. Wetin concern am? Èmi ló kàn, àwa ló kàn. You snatch it, you grab it, and you run away with it. You no see when they dance? When they dance, after you don chop finish for Chatham House, when they dance, they bend down, they dance. Hey, the man now send una. I think I remember this guy that is giving the interview. You know this guy that is one of the bigoted people too. Now he don dey clear. There was one that was I saw on my timeline earlier on today. The guy apparently, when they were demolishing houses in Lagos, the guy say the government has to they help government dey explain. They help Fashola dey explain as to why they demolish people property. Not knowing that the guy has his own poultry business in Abuja. Guess what happened? They go demolish him poultry. When he invest in poultry house, when he invest 150 million inside, the man come and start to dey cry. Now people remind am. Remember when you were explaining for the government that it's okay, they have to do the right thing. Okay, they are doing the right thing for your poultry now. First to do not dey pay. Karma is showing up for all of them. Stupid bunch of people I never see. Meanwhile, una hear say they arrest NSC chairman. As e dey enter fly back into Nigeria, the DSS pick am up. However, they say they don release am o. I don't know, on bail or something like that. Nigeria NLC is the worst. Is the worst in the world. They pick your oga for NLC, none of them get wetin dem fit do. Useless people, NLC and TUC. And then on top of that, they said they went to ransack the Serap house. You guys hear about that one? They sent DSS to go and harass the owner of Serap. SCRAP, not be they go harass them. The man don't turn dictator. Una no fit talk jack again for Nigeria. All this one that they are shouting. Let me tell you, last, Dangote and Otedola now they go lead the protests. Honestly, Nigerians need to be squeezed. You see that tribal bigotry, religious bigotry? You need to get to a stage where they say they don't remember anything again. Like they are so over it. By themselves, they go come out in their numbers, come protest. I never see as e dey hot reach for Nigeria. People are busy jumping from one place to the other, talking about BBN Naija, going and listening to doing stupid, the dumbest podcast ever. Dumb content, dumb content. You know say since Kenya start to dey protest, Kenya, all their content, everything change. Everything. They start to educate each other, civic responsibility, civic duty, what to do, started reading their constitution, explaining it to people, all their content. Kenyans used to do stupid content too. Omo, everything don't change. Our own, they still dey do, they go dey banter. Oh, hey, this artist, they go run. Wizkid, Burna Boy. Oh, who is this one marrying? Marriage content. Oh, that one another big one. Marriage, relationship. What to do when a man blinks at you? What to do when a woman sit down? That's it. As the country dey enter ground reach, everything dey enter ground, dey enter ground, dey enter ground. And we say we are here, we are busy. Wetin we call am? We dey here, we are making noise now. We don't have work to do. That's why e no concern me, e no concern me. Frog enter hot water, e dey adjust according to the heat. No matter how hot it is, e dey adjust itself until e die. Na so we are on a long thing o. We are trolling the man on the timeline, telling him, reminding him, shebi when they were damaging other people's house. Selfish, such selfish mentality, self-centered. No feel bad for nobody else's own because it does not affect you. It has affected him. The man is crying all over the timeline. People had to remind him, you are crying. In fact, there was a lady, I think it was, I don't know if it was, her name was Chinasa, that was unalived in the train in the north when she was on her way. I think she was trapped. She had visa. She was a medical doctor. She had a visa to travel and go to London, but she was shot by one of the kidnappers. And she tweeted out and said she just got shot, that she's dying. And this same stupid guy, useless fellow, said, said to her, are you dead now? Hey, omo, please, abeg. Hey, Mama Icho, welcome. Oh, I go soon dey wrap up. Hear your thoughts on this bullshit.
I come late to village meeting.
You late well, oh. I don dey wrap up.
I been dey run around outside for myself.
No wahala.
Today no bebe.
And in fact, I no even know.
Today no bebe.
Tinubu don turn dictator for Nigerians' hand. They ransack everybody. Everywhere people suppose do the needful now. No, they sit down for house. They watch BBN Naija. They do podcasts when no make any sense.
But we sit down look now. Labor leader when they romance Tinubu, you don't know say go corner am.
He don turn to enemy of progress.
He dey romance at the time when he suppose ask Nigeria, let's go out. He go dey take follow and dey discuss. Okay.
Yeah, well, e don reach him body now. They don touch am too. So na him e dey shout up and down, dey talk up and down, dey cry.
This Abure, he go so open him mouth tell us wetin happen for Aso Rock.
No be now, one day go talk true.
He go open up. The guy see corruption, he say, hey, I thought they would come repair. No, say.
Na so.
At this as a young person, I should come and join and put my young blood. But the guy comes, he said, no, it's better I run. Make I not stay my uniform more than this.
You lie too much now.
It is too much.
You have to be a criminal, like deep into criminality for you to be able to lie like that.
Yes, so you must study criminality.
Yes, you must be involved. You must have done it a lot before you can become part of it. Otherwise,
He get as e be o. Nigeria when we reach like this, I dey ask myself, say na the Nigeria wey be wan live for my children be this happy? No wonder the younger generation look on say the one that they wan live for us, so we reject am. Na veverkuve nation na we dey. Then Jeremiah motor for 4 years, you come dey one corner.
Shebi dem don talk say im product dey fake now. Wetin dey call dem? NAFDAC, which is good. That's very good. That's very, very good. You go,
So
all
that
this
means
their rubbish when they say give people. When we no know how many people they don't use am on our life, they go stop am.
Many oh.
You go stop am. It's good. It's very good. That's a good thing. Before they start to they go they produce water. Where they see the water, you don't know. They will tell you miracle water. This one water. You will use it. Nothing happens. Miracle key. Come on. Miracle soap. Are you for real? It heals this, it heals that. Oh yeah, now let him go and defend himself in NAFTA. They are part of the problem, all of them, part of the problem. When other countries are developing and doing things to change their lives, no, in Nigeria, it is one thing. That one Baba Blue just dey do wetin, like he go sit down for China. Not be say e know wetin dey do. E no know wetin dey do. Im wife dey use 250 million take dey do decoration. God abeg o. Dem dey steal oil. You be minister of petroleum. You say you no know wetin dey oh God. Hey, Nigeria, I no know who do us. You say he's gonna bribe his way out. Who's gonna bribe his way out? 20 years. He'll bribe his way out. Who's that? If it is Agbado, we know now. If it's Tulumbu, of course he will bribe his way out. That one is known. He's known for that. He's known for that. It's crazy, but we move. We gotta move. It's the children that they had to postpone school indefinitely. Those are the ones I'm concerned about, because that's a lot of them. Oh, you mean the pastor? Well, we'll see what happens now, because Very Dark Man is on the case. So Very Dark Man is the one that even outed him. He's the one that brought him out and said, Omoto Fufeyin, you say you have water that does this and that. Oh yeah, you don't have NAFDAC number. Okay. And then Omoto Fufeyin, I think, now sued him for like 1 billion. Now lawyers come out say we must pursue this case. You see this case, Omoto Fufeyin, don't withdraw it, to stand your ground. I think they now advised him. His people now went to him and told him to withdraw. They had sent one of their people out now to come and give statement that they are suing Very Dark Man for 1 billion. Very Dark Man was ready. Very Dark Man said, please, I have all my evidence. We go to court. When they now saw that, man, it looks like no way for them. Oh, they now withdrew the court case, according to what I heard. I don't know if this is correct. And then they're now trying to tell a Very Dark Man to forget about it. The man say, Very Dark Man say, no, they forget to. We'll drag this case. You must produce NAFDAC number. You are producing water. You are producing soap. You don't have NAFDAC number. And you have guaranteed, you have warranty on that soap that you're producing, that it heals, it does this, it does that. So you must come and show NAFDAC because remember Very Dark Man bought the water and took it to, he said they heal people. Took it to where they had all these people that have lost 1 or 2 limbs, people that are blind and stuff like that. He gave them the water, nothing happened. Nothing happened. Oh my God. Hey, I'm telling you. In fact, we will see, because everybody's eyes on it. I know lawyers that have come out and are ready to drag Fufeyin. So I don't know whether he'll be able to get out of it. Though. I really don't know. Well, we'll see. Anything is possible in Nigeria. We will see. Victory, you say drug, say. I'm telling you, Victory. He no send anybody, papa. The man, you know what I'm imagining? Remember that there's a picture of him where he was eating. Let's say don't stop finish. He put teeth, because they use toothpick, then they pick him teeth. Now that picture dey my head though. As they play am for like, you know, àwa ló kàn, yeah. You grab it, you snatch it, you run away with it. Let them talk. Let them talk. And you know what I've noticed? I was listening to one of his I think he did this curated interview, choreographed interview from China, where he was saying that, you know, in Nigeria, the road, as if he knows what he's doing, right? He was talking. I was listening to, I'm actually listening to what he was saying, right? The guy, when he's talking, he's not talking to Nigerians. The message that he's communicating is not for Nigerians. It is for his masters. He's very careful about the words he uses and the way he pronounces the words and his intonation when he says those words. He's not talking to Nigerians. That man did not come for Nigerians. He came for himself and for his masters. If you know, you know. Everybody ought to know by now. That's what I noticed. It's crazy. I don't know how long we're going to continue like this, but hey, it is what it is, and it's crazy. You know, the same people that were saying Tulumbu till forever, they are the ones not crying. The ones that say they don't care, even if they unalive everybody, they will still vote for him and still there, but they are reducing in numbers every day. Even some of them cannot even afford to come on social media again. They can't. They cannot afford to come on social media again. Yeah? Because the suffer don't touch everybody. They can't afford it anymore.
Oh boy, yeah.
Eh?
During election, he played tribal bigotry. After election, he served breakfast, lunch, dinner to everybody. No Yoruba, no Emiloko.
Even the Emilokon wey e do, e get limit o. Na only Lagos or Emilokons. Only Lagos people na im give am. All the other people, Yoruba people, Osun people dey complain, Ogun people dey complain, other Yoruba people dey complain say na only Lagos people na im dey give appointment o. That's una never start. Na never, shebi e say àwa ló kàn. Everybody dey chop bulala for Yoruba land now. They don kpai how many monarchs? Nothing happen. Nothing happen. And your person dey there. Somebody sent me a letter that somebody wrote. I think the person has passed away now. Let me see if I still have that letter. It's a long letter. It was written, maybe you guys already know about this. It was written by General Adeyinka Adebayo. I don't know if you guys know about it, right? Basically,
No,
the letter,
what is in the letter?
it's very long though. The letter was saying, the summary of it is that he was saying that this is the time for Tulumbu to ensure that the Yorubas get everything they need. He was comparing it to the eastern states, that the development they have in the eastern states, that a lot of people that they are grooming, that they don't have any educated people in Yoruba land anymore. They are illiterate, they are touts, they are grooming touts and illiterate. You know, they don't have any ambitions and all of that. He said all the industries they used to have in the West, they don't have it anymore. If the Lebanese people, Chinese people, they now have industries in their land. No son of the soil in the West owns any property. He was now comparing it to the different cocoa industries they had back then. That the only thing that they have going for them now is media. So my man now say, which media? Hey! Oh, Coco Bioko. Social media has taken over. People know they watch. If you yarn anyhow for any type of media house, all their media houses na bigoted media houses. E say so let me cite my first example. I'm paraphrasing here. From Oyo to Osun, Ogun to Ondo, Ekiti to Kwara and Lagos, hardly will one see any serious industry or manufacturing concern owned by a Yoruba person. I'm not talking about portfolio businesses or one-man business concerns. Most industries in Oyo State are owned by the Lebanese. The native business and industry gurus who dominated the landscape, Nathaniel Idowu, Amos Adegoke, Lekan Salami, Alao Arisekola, Adeola Odutola, Jimoh Odutola, Chief Theophilus Adediran Oni, and others are all gone with no credible replacements. I'm sure you remember the tire factory of the Odutolas and how Jimoh Odutola was even asked by the governments of Kenya and Ghana to set up a similar factory in their countries. Chief Theophilus Adediran Oni, popularly called T.A. Oni and Sons, started the first indigenous construction company in Nigeria. He willed his residence, Goodwill House, to the Oyo Western State Government to be used by Pediatric Hospital, which is now known as T.A. Oni Memorial Children Hospital at Ring Road in Ibadan. The sprawling family estate and residence was sited on a 15-acre piece of land, 65 rooms with modern conveniences, Olympic swimming pool, and stable for horses. People like Chief Bode Akindele started companies like Standard Breweries and Dr. Pepper's soft drink factory at Alomaja in Ibadan. Broken house built by the late Femi Johnson, an insurance magnate, still stands glittering in the midday sun of an epitome to a rich history that Ibadan has. The most serious and only notable Yoruba entrepreneur we have now is Michael Adenuga. I say this quite conscientiously because most of the other names are oil and gas barons. He goes on, lamenting that Tinubu should use his opportunity now to be able to galvanize. Let me see. Asiwaju, I would like to also talk about the state of education in the Yoruba nation. Our education has gone to the dogs. We have a bunch of miseducated and ill-educated young men and women roaming the streets. Ibadan, for instance, had the first university in Nigeria and the first set of research centers in Nigeria. The Forestry Research Institute, the Cocoa Research Institute, the Nigerian Cereal Institute, More Plantation, the Nigerian Institute of Horticultural Research, Nigerian Institute of Social and Economic Research, Institute of Agricultural Research and Training, among several others. Ibadan was the bastion of scholarship with people like, you know who, Wole Soyinka, J.P. Clark, D.O. Fagunwa, and Amos Tutuola as residents. In the May/June 2015 West African Senior Secondary Certificate Examination, Abia came tops, Anambra came second, while Edo was third. Lagos placed sixth, while Osun and Oyo was 29th and 26th out of 30-something. Ekiti was 11th, Ondo State was 13th, and Ogun State was 19th. In 2013, WAEC, only Lagos and Ogun State were the Yoruba states above the national average. If we do an analysis of how Lagos placed sixth in 2015, you will discover that it was substantially because of other nationalities residents in Lagos. For proof, please look no further than the winners of the spelling bee competition, which has produced one-day governors in Lagos State. Since inception in 2001, other nationalities have won the competition 6 times. Ebuka Anisiobi in 2001, Ovuwore Etiti in 2002, Abundance Ikechukwu in 2006, Daniel Osumbo in 2008, Akpakpan Inyodu Jones in 2011, and Lillian Ogbuefi in 2012. Sir, there is something seriously wrong about our state of education. From the vintage times of Obafemi Awolowo, who initiated free education, we have regressed into a most parlous state. Let me talk about roads, housing, and infrastructure. The first dualized road in Nigeria The Queen Elizabeth Road from Mokola to Agodi in Ibadan was formally commissioned by Queen Elizabeth in 1956. This first housing estate in Nigeria is Bodija Housing Estate, built in 1958. The state roads in the Yoruba nation has become pathetic. Our hinterland are still largely rural. Even some states like Osogbo and Ado-Ekiti are big villages when you compare them to the towns in the southeast. How many new estates have been built over the last decade? Even Ajoda, new town lies in ruins. We have abandoned the farm settlement strategy of the western region and only pay lip service to agriculture. Instead of feeding others like we once did, others now feed us. We plant no tomatoes, pepper, and basic food that we require. The Indians have bought the large expanse of water body that we have in Onigambari village. The water body in Ogun of Oyo state can provide enough fish to feed the whole of the southwest. From being a major cocoa exporter many years, one can point to just a few vestiges of factories that still deal with cocoa in the Yoruba nation. 80% of cocoa processing industries in the southwest have been shut down. The Chinese have taken over the cashew belt at Ogbomosho in Oyo state. They have even edged out the indigenes as brokers. Omo, the guy goes on and on and on. It's crazy. It's crazy. Eh? The guy was just lamenting about the state of Yoruba, the people, the indigenous themselves, and the fact that a lot of their younger ones don't go to school. They are now Agbero scouts, most of them. Eh? So he write letter to Tulumbu to see whether he go fit change the state of affairs for West. Omo, everything is about self-interest in Nigeria. It's just a shame. It's really a shame. It really is a shame. Look at where we are today. Look at where we are. Eh? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, we stay encouraged. We keep pushing. We must get that Nigeria that we desire. We must leave a better state of the union for our children than we met it. Eh? And look at this one. No person found guilty of corruption shall be pardoned. Fagbemi, AGF, Attorney General of Federation. Meanwhile, you have the number one sitting in front of you. Never fit get wetin you do. All una go dey do na mouth, so mouth. Abeg, well, abeg, na here I go wrap am up. But my people, make we no give up o. Na true you talk, Victory. Hunger no be play, no be play at all. I'm telling you. They say, yeah, they have MC Oluomo. He's an author. I couldn't believe that. I was like, the man wrote a book. About what exactly? I don't understand. What's he writing? Anyway, people when they go patronize am. Hey, oh my God. I need to buy that Pa Edwin Clark's book, Brutally Frank. I need to buy it. Because the man, I'm sure he has a lot of stories to tell. The man is what, 90 something years old. I beg you. I dey go buy the book for my library. Person need to know the state of Nigeria as it was before. At least some truth will be told. Abi exactly, Victory. Drug did not give up, we sef no dey give up. Na here we dey, we go dey use our eye take dey, we go dey cry but we go dey see, we go dey fight as we dey go. So na here I go draw the curtain. All right, my people, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it. Thank you all. Let me see. I don't know. Something might happen again tomorrow, and I will be back here. Otherwise, I go see you now. Oh, by the way, I'm glad I remembered though. Apparently, it looks like Dr. Damages wrote a book. It's a political humor. It's on Amazon, and he's trying to get it to number 1. So if you guys can, go ahead and patronize him, it's $4.99. So if you can patronize him by tomorrow, I think it's ending Tuesday, to get into that number 1 position, that would be great. He's aiming for 1,000 purchases. So I don't know if you guys can do that. It's only for 4.99. Let's help him get there. I beg my people. All right then, guys. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much, Victor. I appreciate you. Thank you, Quinty. I appreciate Zipporah. Thank you very much. I appreciate all of you. Chuk was here. Thank you. Thank you very much, Chuk. I appreciate you. Mama Echo, have a wonderful evening. Thank you for stopping by on the panel. I appreciate every one of you. I'll see you guys on my next one. Bye.